I'm feeling lucky with the Kamahls. Let's try it. That wasn't worth it at all. Get Kaldra Compleat. Equip it to Kaldra. Use the ability. We did it. Today on Commander Replay, can we equip Kaldra Compleat to OG Kaldra and Kaldra our opponents to death? Find out next on Commander Replay. I want to thank my awesome Patreon supporters. You guys are awesome. If you want to help support the channel and vote on which decks I play next, feel free to check out my Patreon, link below. Welcome back, everyone. Playing some Sisay Weatherlight Captain, Legendary Blades today, and we've got Kaldra Compleat. This is going to be a Kaldra game, so I'm excited for that. Let's take a look at this opening hand. Helm of the Host is kind of a late game thing. Champion's Helm is fine. Kamahl's Druidic Vow is a more recent addition to this deck. It's pretty good. 3 Visits is 2 mana ramp. I think we can make this work. We'll keep. This card's really good, though. It's hard to believe I wasn't running it for a while. Just kind of slipped my radar. Oh no, the Shirei deck is back. Ugh. Looks like we're going last in the turn order. Don't love it. But luckily with Sisay, there's a lot of like tricks in here and stuff that we can kind of make up some tempo if we need to. Brings it to our turn 1. There's another land. Lands are good. This deck is super mana hungry. Get the Tropical Island in, and nothing to do on 1, so we'll just tap out and pass. So yeah, this is Legendary Blades. This is the updates to it. Let's take a look at the deck. I've made a lot of updates to this deck since the last time I think I've shown it on the channel. Here's a lot of the stuff that's been added within the last like 6 to 8 months. Rayav Mastersmith for the double strike and 2 colors, Akiri Fearless Voyager for the card draw and the indestructible, Kethis for the cost reduction, Selvala for general value, card draw, life gain, mana. All those things are pretty helpful. I'm trying out this Thran Temporal Gateway. I'm hoping it helps with the mana costs a little bit, particularly when the big things get stuck in the hand. We'll see on that. The deck is still really heavy on 4 drops, and that's just always the way it's kind of been with this deck. Just there's a lot of really good things at 4. I'm trying out Wilderness Reclamation for this video. I know that it's going to be pretty good for this deck. I just don't run it in paper because I think it probably pushes the deck a little bit too much. Opponent got a Felwar Stone in and brings it back to our turn. There's an Akiri. That I like. That will get us going on some card draw nice and early, so I can appreciate that. Let's get this 3 Visits going. We do need to get stacks of Wooburg. Looks like we've got most of our colors covered. The question is, what double colors are we going to need? Kind of forget. Haven't actually played this deck in a while. Got a double blue, double red. How's our green? We need a green, actually. Got red in play. Maybe we'll get a Taiga right here. I think that covers a lot of our needs for the double colors in this deck, so we'll drop that in. And we'll pass like that. What else? I've added a Glenalendra just for a general countering of stuff, and it really does a lot to keep the important stuff in this deck alive, so that's a big deal. I've added the Pariah Shield combo, which is you tutor Godo out at instant speed. Godo gets Pariah Shield, and if Hammer of Nazan's in play, Pariah Shield free equips to a creature that's probably indestructible because you have Hammer of Nazan. And I have definitely staved off death many times that way, but I've also died just as many times when opponents shoots that combo and breaks it up. Once you lay that down, it acquires so much focus from the table. And it's a weird thing because it's like, this isn't going to kill you. It just says I can't die to damage. And yeah, people lose their mind over it, and then they just focus everything they have on you, and sometimes you lose when that happens, but it's still fun nonetheless. Imbolus's Clutches is one that I've added just as an instant speed piece of interaction, and it's been fantastic. Obviously, we have Kaldra Compleat in here. Very excited about this. Hope we can get this going with the other Kaldra pieces, and I'm sure there's a few other little things in here too, but those are kind of some of the big updates that I've had going into this deck that I've made into my paper deck as well. Anyway, jump back into this game. Opponent gets their Aryel into play. Looks like a little bit of mana ramp for the Shirei, mana ramp for the Jodah as well. So everyone got some stuff going. I'm glad we did hit that 3 Visits last turn, so get us going a little bit. Let's get this Akiri Fearless Voyager into play. We'll play this Tundra, and we'll pass like that. Next turn we can put an equipment on it. Probably the Champion's Helm. Seems like the best one. Mango says he's won. He's getting his 4 mana commander on turn 3. Yep. That's Aryel coming in. Nice. Opponent cracks a Bad River. Yep. One thing I've been thinking about for this deck is, should I run Dowsing Dagger? Maybe? Strong maybe? It's a really good card, but the mana for this deck is very weird. Dowsing Dagger won't exactly do much for the Sisay ability, but it does do a lot for just being able to cast something in hand and then leave up the Sisay ability, and it's the type of thing you can get going nice and early, which is good. So, I don't know, something to think about. It's probably worth it. Finding deck slots for this thing is just so hard, though. When you're 5-color, there's just a million things that could go in this deck. Like, there's so many good cards that I want in the deck that just aren't in there. A lot of the free equip creatures, like if I had more room, I would add some of those in. Thought about putting a Sir Gwyn back in. Balin doesn't even make the list anymore. You could definitely add a Fervent Champion. Fervent Champion is very cool. Straight free equip for most things is pretty legit. Spawning Pit. But yeah, there's just so many card choices, so you really got to narrow in on what you want. This version of the deck is pretty value-y with stuff like Selvala. You can get some value from Glissa, also it's just good. But yeah, it's got a lot of like value. It's got a lot of other like not equipment related stuff. The Glenelendra for countering stuff is so huge, because this deck is so mana hungry, it cannot win against a Rift, because you're cheating a lot of mana costs in this deck, and Rift just messes too many things up. So as Rift protection, I put in Glenelendra, and it's been pretty good. Knight of the Ebon Legion coming in. Acclaimed Contender. Yep, another Knight. They get the ETB, get the, was it top 4? Top 5. Reveal a Knight, aura, or equipment, put it into the card, or a legendary artifact. They find a Knight. Goes to the hand. Aryel coming our way. We deserve this. Our deck, from what I can tell, our deck is stronger than our opponent's decks. Just based on the fact that, like, I've played this deck in paper a lot. It's fairly well-tuned. And also, it's Sisay in the command zone, so we go get the thing we need when we need it, so kind of ridiculous. There's a mountain. Let's get this Underground Sea into play. Play a Champion's Helm. Equip the Champion's Helm. I mean, I guess Mango and I are going to have a blood feud. I guess that's what's happening here. Send this over to Mango. We draw a card. Sword of the Animus, that's a good one to find. Hopefully we don't get thought-picked or anything by the Shirei. It's always a concern with that deck. We are wide open, but we draw a card, and we get a little damage in, and we'll pass like that. For all of the things this deck has, Vigilance is not really one of them. Kaldra does a lot of awesome things, but like, I wish it had a few more. I wish it was like a Sword of Vengeance, honestly. Sword of Vengeance, not legendary for some reason, but would be super helpful for the attacking and blocking all at the same time. Timeless Witness for a land, yeah. Want to keep making those land drops, I get it. We'll take a look at our opponents, by the way. This is Delta Fiend piloting Jodah Archmage Eternal, and this is going to be their Converge style deck. It's going to have a lot of basic land type matters type of effects in it. Should be pretty cool. I saw a little bit of it in another game, and in that game, Seven Deadly was also piloting Shirei, and they got thought picked really hard with Thought Picker and some other stuff to force them to discard. So hopefully we get to see a little more of the Jodah deck this time. Shirei definitely got annoying in that game, but also paid the price for being super annoying, so there is that. You gotta watch out for that. And then finally, we've got Mango piloting Aryel, Knight of Windgrace. Looks like Black-White Knight Tribal. There's a Burglar Rat. Ooh, each opponent discards a card. Ugh. That could get bad. That seems like one of those discard your entire hand type of things. Let's go for the Helm of the Host. Get rid of that. Wish it didn't have to be so much discard in that deck. Like, this deck is really well protected against, like, creature removal and stuff because of Indestructible, and we can flash in some stuff that gives us hexproof and all that kind of stuff. But, yeah, discard is... We're not completely dead against discard. We have a few things to get equipments back, Sharoom and Nahiri, but I'd prefer to not discard all my stuff. Yeah, opponent's gonna sack the Burglar Rat, so we will discard again. Do not love it. Back it comes. Can they just... Oh, they can do that every turn. That's not great. Hopefully Mango's got some removal. We need to break up that little combo over there. The two things I'm going to try to hang on to if I can are the Kamahls and the Sword of the Animist. We have an onboard draw effect, which is a powerful thing to have against discard. This is how you counter a discard deck. If we find our Selvala, that'll be even better, although that'll power up our opponents a little bit. But like something like Joira would also be huge. Yeah, discard the Helm of Kaldra. Makes me sad. Like I said, we have ways to get it back, so it's not the end of the world, but we do need to break up this combo over here before our entire hand gets decimated. Yep, they're going to attack the Shirei opponent. They being annoying. Oh man, they can just block and sack, do all that nonsense. I will say this deck is a little bit removal light. Oh, there's a Mortify. Nice. Getting them to commit first. Love it. Love it. It's a nice play. Does this still have to be on the battlefield? Yeah, Shirei still has to be on the battlefield, so breaking up that Burglar Rat combo. Able to extract some value, too. Can really appreciate that. They sacrificed the Chorizo. They sacrificed the Shirei. Have I been calling this thing Chorizo the whole time? Let me ask you guys this. I went to Taco Cabana for dinner, and got a steak fajita and a chicken fajita, and it was literally sliced chicken in a tortilla with no other ingredients. Does that count as a fajita? Doesn't seem like it should. Anyway, the name of the card is Shirei, Shizos Caretaker. not chorizo. Ooh, there's a trigger, but it shouldn't work. It's not supposed to work. Okay, it fizzles. Thank God. Brings it back to our turn. There's a Valakut Awakening. That's kind of handy, actually. This deck is prone to some really bad draws. I needed to get one of these into my paper deck, as a matter of fact. Play the Mountain. So, like, what would be really cool if we could go Kamahls and then hit 2 lands and then cast the Sword of the Animist, or I'm not sure. Maybe if we could just, like, cast the Sword of the Animist and then do not much. I'd just leave up Akiri, I guess. I'm feeling lucky with the Kamahls. Let's try it. Ideally, we want to hit lands. A couple lands and, like, a permanent or 2 is absolutely where we want to be. At X4, there's a lot of things we can get at X4. Let's try it. Ooh, only 1 land. That wasn't worth it at all. It's unfortunate. I guess we should have went for the Sword of the Animist. Lost a Feast and Famine in there too, which is a really good card in this deck. We should get some white mana, because of the Akiri ability. We do not have 2 basics, so we'll want to get something that comes in untapped. Gonna be this Temple Garden. Swing into Delta. We draw a card. It's a Teferi's Protection. Those are really good. Those win you games. There's a Coffers for opponent. Not seeing an Urborg yet. There's a Grim Tutor. Bet that can do something. Dark Steel Plate. Yeah, that gives them good blocking from the aggro. It's not an awful idea. They do look like they're 1 short, though. Oh, there's a Mana Crypt to get it equipped. And equip it they do. Ooh, they're gonna destroy it with Aryel. You don't see that ability a ton. I should build an Aryel deck, because I've seen a lot of Aryel decks not have success, and I feel like I'm qualified to build that deck to, about as good as it can be. I value mana production more than most people, so, like, Mango's doing all right in this game. He's got a Myriad Landscape right there. He's ramped with the Felwar. He has missed a couple land drops, though, so, like, so if it's me, I'm definitely going to try to get a land tax or a Gift of Estates or something, and just make sure that I'm hitting all my land drops and, finding places where I can get ahead when I can. I think that's really the key to the deck. Instead of trying to just be, like, fast aggro, ramp up a bit, then drop all your knights, and then try to get wild with the Aryel abilities and stuff like that. Tell you what, the discard, though, in the long run is probably going to help us because of how strong Sisay is. Cracks the Myriad Landscape, yeah, trying to get back on track with the lands. Aryel does have Vigilance built in, which is nice, especially in a situation like this, kind of early-ish in the game still, as small stuff on board. They can get some damage in, take some free shots without having to really give anything up, keep their life total nice and high. And they're going to put some Nope, changes their mind. Gonna go after Jodah a little. Nope, changes his mind again. Gonna go after us. He is cycled through everyone a few times now. I told him to bring it. This deck is good. They should put some damage on us. Yeah, we go to 29, 8 commander. Ebon Legion's gonna get a counter and get bigger. It's fun. Brings it back to our turn. There's another land. That land is helpful. I've been thinking about what to do here, so the plan is gonna be Sword of the Animist. Try to leave up as much white mana as we can. Equip Sword of the Animist. Go to combat. Everyone has blockers, so I'm just going to send a thing over to Delta Fiend, and yeah, I mean, they can eternalize and do all that, but, just got to send this somewhere. We will draw a card. Ooh, they're going to return to nature the Champion's Helm. I did, in fact, want the Champion's Helm. Yeah, I mean, I guess we have to let it go. I was planning to put the Champion's Helm on Sisay, but that's not going to be an option. That's a Nahiri. That's how you get all your stuff back. We have a lot of white costs we need to worry about right now, so we're going to get a Plains. There are a lot of white cards in the deck, a lot of Boros cards in the deck now, based on all the updates. Still looking for, I would love to be able to replace 1 or 2 of the 2-color cards with 3-color cards, just to get the Sisay colors going a little bit better, but for the time being, this is where we're at. They didn't block. Surprising. It's only 4, but, they could have just... There's no reason to just, not throw this thing under unless they're worried about something big over here. Crack the Scalding Tarn. We'll get the Volcanic Island. Let's cast Sisay, and we can leave up 1 to give Akiri indestructible as needed. It's turn 6, we're on 9 lands. It's a pretty good place to be. 1 more land, and we can activate Sisay twice in a turn. Maybe we should have went for the Valakut Awakening. Yeah. Maybe we should have played the Valakut Awakening, went Shields down on Akiri, although, going Shields down is never a great idea, so I don't know. We'll see how this plays out. Because if we keep Akiri in with the Sword of the Animist on it, we're just going to keep getting lands, and that's how you win games. Having tons of lands. Path to the World Tree. Enters a battlefield, search your library for a basic land card, reveal it, put it into your hand. Pay 2 in Woolburg, sacrifice it. You gain 2 life and draw 2 cards. Target opponent loses 2 life, deals 2 damage to target creature. You get a 2/2 bear. That's fun. Just a little bit of everything right there. Doesn't blow you away in any one category, but just a lot of little bits. Farseek for opponent. We've been lucky this game in that we haven't gotten stuck with all the 6 and 7 drops in our hand, because that does happen with this deck sometimes. I was playing a game in Paper. I think it was one of the last times I played this deck in Paper. I was stuck on 4 or 5 lands, and I had 7 cards in hand. The total CMC of cards in my hand was 35. Like, every card was between like 5 and 7. I ended up almost winning the game, even though I got stuck for a while. I hit a really big Kamahl's Druidic Vow with a Mirari's Wake in play. I think I was like X8 and then got 4 untapped lands back out of it or something like that, which were also doubled because of the Mirari's Wake. I was able to make some really big plays, and I got going for a minute. I think I got a Feast and Famine down also, and then someone brought a lot of removal and dismantled that rather quickly, and then I was kind of out of it again, but... for a brief moment, I went from, very far behind to very ahead. Here comes Jodah into play, but the Zvalakut Awakening should help with the getting stuck with Tatsumasa early in the game, because that's never great. Jodah is a flyer, which is a little bit annoying for us. This deck doesn't have the best flying defenses. It takes a minute for those to get going. Sharoom is kind of the big one. We will probably want to move the Sword of the Animist over to Sisay this turn. Depending on the order that we want to do things in, we should probably think about that, actually. We have a lot of options available to us if our board state sticks. Oh, there's a Feast and Famine in the graveyard. Yep, that's our plan. That is our plan. Who can we get through? Jodah is a blocker against Feast and Famine. And got colorless creatures over here. It's not great. Gonna move Darksteel Plate to the spawn. If they tap the Acclaimed Contender and don't follow it with another creature, then we could potentially get a Feast and Famine hit. The other thing we could do, if we found a way to get Feast and Famine and the Helm of Kaldra, Helm of Kaldra is trample. That's a true conviction. He's probably going to turn this sideways, at least. But there's also going to be some damage here in a second. Let's see where he wants to go. Ooh. So if we don't block this, we're going to go to 16 Commander. It's a good attack. That is a good attack. I won't feel so bad about getting the Feast and Famine back and hitting him with it, given our Commander damage situation here in a second. Opponent blocks, we're going to take... I guess the next question is, how do we protect this Nahiri? I think we are going to need it for a few turns. Down to 20. We're getting down there. Not as much lifelink in this deck as there used to be. I think I've got a Shadow Spear in my Paper version. Probably need to add that back in. It's a land. It'll come in untapped. That is handy. Play the Nahiri. Seem to have a shortage of black mana. I gotta be careful about that. Use the -2 on Nahiri. Get the Sword of Feast and Famine. Put the Sword of Feast and Famine on the Sisay. Oh, we should have left white mana up. Opponents are mostly tapped out. I'm gonna play the Volakut Stoneforge tapped because it'll untap right here. Save the untapped land for next turn. If we attack with both... Oh, man. If we attack with both, we're tapped out. Move the Sword of the Animist. I just want to attack with one right here because we need blockers. Send this over to Mango. It's going to be a Sword of the Animist trigger and an Akiri trigger. I think we're going to need more black mana. There's the Thran Temporal Gateway. That one's kind of fun. Get the Swamp. So we hit and our lands untap. Oh, right. There's no double strike. I don't know why I was thinking there's going to be double strike. I got really excited for a second. Oh, what are we doing? I don't know if I'm playing the Thran yet. We have 11 lands. Ooh, that's tricky. So if we move a sword, which we probably should do, we should probably move the Feast and Famine because it's a blocker against Aryel. But we can only activate Sisay one time then. On the other hand, right now we can activate Sisay twice. Yeah, maybe we just do that instead. Seems too good not to. We can get Nazan and Sharoom, and then good things will happen. We can also leave up Teferi's Protection. Seems like a plan. If we have to protect Akiri, we can get Nazan instant speed and flash the equipment to it. Opponent's going to crack that Path to the World Tree. Yep. It's like they're going to do 2 damage to this Knight. See if they follow it up with anything. Doesn't look like it. There's a land. There's a Painful Truths. More card draw. Yep. Converge. Very nice. I was very sad to find out the other day. I'm pretty sure it doesn't work. I was going to try and put Painful Truths into my Jegantha deck. And that doesn't work with Jegantha because it's still a colorless mana symbol. So Jegantha can't pay for it, which made me real sad. Mana Crypt flip for opponent. Here comes Shirei back to play. Opponent has 2 coffers. One's a Thespian stage. If they ever find an Urborg, they're going to have so much mana. Serrated Scorpion. Dies, it deals 2 damage to each opponent. You gain 2 life. Okay, that's not as threatening as some other things. We will want to find some lifelink. See what kind of lifelink exists in the deck. Very little, as it looks like. Umezawa's can gain us life. It's not necessarily the best thing that it does, but if you're in a pinch for life, is it damage? Because we have Gisela. We've also have the Pariah Shield combo. It is damage, so we can stop that with the Pariah Shield combo if it becomes an issue, which I think it will. There might be 0 life gain in the deck right now, other than that Jite. There's a Fumigate. Fumigate can gain life. Okay. That's something. Yeah, there's always something to work on with this deck. It's kind of like whack-a-mole. You fix one problem, other ones creep up. Shadow Spear would be a good legendary option for the life gain, though. Also, the utility. I've never really had the utility ability on it come up all that much, but every once in a long while it will. That's a Cathar's Crusade. That's no joke. And there's a Winterborn Commander, which will pump up the team. Does he send everything our way? Ask an opponent, feeling lucky? You know what we can do? We can impulse as clutches the True Conviction for lifelink. That's what we can do. Maybe this is the deck that wants a Mirage Mirror. Because, like, the relevant mana numbers for this deck are 5 and 10. When you're at 8 mana, it's kind of weird because you're like, I can activate it once, but then I have some mana left over. Maybe this deck wants a Mirage Mirror to... Oh, he's gonna try it. Nope. Changed his mind. Wow, he's going no attacks. Oh yeah, he's scared. He's scared of what we're about to do. Rightfully so. He would get clobbered if he tried to come in with all this open mana and Sisay. Opponent's going to do the sack thing. Yep. We probably could have stopped that 2 life right there. It's coming back at the end step. And it is Sisay time. Start with Hammer of Nazan. We need that for the free equips. Actually, that means let's start with Nazan, because that'll also get us a creature in the process. So Nazan comes in, ETB. Get Hammer of Nazan. That'll ETB. Who are we putting that on? Putting on Sisay? On Sisay seems like a good idea. Activate Sisay again. What's next? I like to leave the Godo play in the tank. Maybe, you know what? I'll get a Padim right here just so our things don't get blown up. Because I have a feeling that's probably going to happen very soon. Get Padim. Should also get us a card draw. There's the trigger. There's a Sword of Kaldra. Sweet. Got 1 piece. 1's in the graveyard. We can kind of get that back. Alright, so start with the Cinderglade. We could... Oh, God. You know what we could do? If we wanted to get wild, it'll cost a lot of mana to do it, but we could Thran Temporal Gateway, Enlighten Tutor and Equipment to the top, draw with Akiri, and then drop it in at an instant speed, but that is a lot of effort to do that. We could kill Mango. Yeah, we could kill Mango, but I'm going to leave him alive against all better judgment. Play the Sword of Kaldra. Free equip that to the Sisay, plus the Nahiri. I'm not going to equip anything to it. We have 8 mana up. That's awkward. That's 1 short of casting Thran, Temporal Gateway, and then activating Sisay. Oh, you know what we can do? Nazan will tap the Jodah. Perfect. Perfect. Okay, we have a plan. Send the Sisay into Delta Fiend. Nazan triggers. Tap the Jodah. Akiri and Sword of the Animist will trigger. There's an Oracle of Moldiah. Those are cool. Get another land. We'll say an island, I guess. Use the ability. Double check the wording on Rayav. I think Rayav is just a static ability. No, it's not. Ooh, messed that up. Well, I guess we could get an Embercleave. Embercleave does it. You know, I might have attacked differently now that I was thinking about it. Well, if we double strike them, that definitely kills them. That's a thing. I guess we'll go no double strike. I'm not necessarily playing to win right here. I'm playing to try and put all these Kaldra pieces together. So, no blocks. There's the Feast and Famine trigger, so respond to that by tapping up. We'll just activate the ability. Get Sharoom. Sharoom to get Helm of Kaldra. Helm of Kaldra comes in, free equip to the Sisay. We're going to float some mana. All the abilities on the stack. Use the ability. Opponent discards. We've got some mana floating. Let's activate Sisay again. Need a blue and a black. Get Kaldra Compleat. Actually, no, wait on Kaldra Compleat. Wait on Kaldra Compleat. Get Shield of Kaldra. We'll put that on... Who do we need to keep alive? Padim is one that people like to shoot a lot. I guess we'll put it on Padim. We have 3 pieces of Kaldra in play currently. So yeah, all we need to do is activate Kaldra 1 time, and then activate Sisay 1 time, and then we've got Kaldra with Kaldra, and life will be awesome. We'll pass like that since... Yeah, we don't need to do anything else. We'll pass like that. I know we could do stuff, and then Teferi's Protect and all that nonsense, but this feels pretty good. Inspired Sphinx for opponent. Enters the battlefield. Draw cards equal to the number of opponents you have. That's not bad. How much is it? A little pricey at 7 mana, but still. A flyer that draws you a bunch of cards. Not bad. They go up to 8 cards. Looks like they've got a Wooburg spot open for Jodah if they want to cast something big. Here's a Solemn Simulacrum for opponent, just going for some value. Opponent's going to do the Serrated Scorpion thing. I think it's about time we get the Godo and the Pariah Shield, because I don't want to lose any more life. Activate Sisay. Aw, crap, I didn't leave black mana up. It's not good. Hopefully no one sees that. Get a Godo. Use the Godo ability. Get Pariah Shield. Free equip the Pariah Shield to Sisay. I guess if things go wrong, we Teferi's Protect. That seems fine. And we fizzled the Serrated Scorpion damage. Love it. Bringing the Serrated Scorpion back. Yep. Honestly, I think the Shirei deck just needs more card draw. Doesn't seem like they've drawn a lot of cards in all the games. And plus, like, because they're discarding, there's a lot of discard going on. Because, like, each card isn't super impactful on its own. There's a few that are with the commander, but whenever that's the case, that just means you want to look at more cards. Like, the way that I play Tribal now, especially Jank Tribal, is you really want things that are going to get you multiple cards at a time. Sunbird's Invocation, Lurking Predators, Mirror March, stuff like that, where you're turning one card into more than one card. Or even just drawing a lot of cards, depending on what colors you're in. The Blue Kindred is insane for that. Oh, that's a Blood Artist. Oh, that's life loss. That's no good. Board wipe would be bad. We still have the Teferi's Protection. We'll have to be very careful with it, though. Oh, and they've got a sack outlet. It's not ideal. Yep, they're going to start pinging us down. They've got a few in there. They can get us pretty low. I actually don't like this very much. Life loss. Ugh. I don't think I've got Aurelia in here right now. I don't. I have it in my paper list. Aurelia is really good for when you need to kill multiple players in a turn. We're not super well set up to do that. We have a Godo, I guess. Godo attack. If you give Vigilance, then do we have Vigilance? I don't think we have Vigilance. I guess that's an issue. Exile target card from a graveyard. I think we got all the ones we really need. Love this Glen Elendra. Yeah, they're going to exile a Helm of the Host. That's fine. I made a decision a long time ago that with this deck, I don't put Helm of the Host on Godo or Aurelia. I put it on with Engar Unbound when it flips over, which is so much fun. I'll put it on other things in the deck, but I decided that it doesn't go infinite. That's not the point of the deck. Opponent's got 9 points of life drain on us. Ooh. And then maybe a couple more? It's going to be close. What can we get at instant speed that'll maybe fix some of that? Anything that gives us hexproof? We can Imbolus as clutches something if it gets really bad. It's not a terrible idea. We may have to, honestly. There's a Mirror Crusader. Sweet card. I believe that's the promo art. Maybe it's not the promo art. I forget now. That's a Cathar's Crusade trigger. Everything our way. Cool. Cool. That's what I wanted to see. Is that Knights you control gain indestructible? Target Knight gains indestructible. There's 4 creatures coming in. We really don't want to take any of them. Also don't want creatures to die. I think we Teferi's Protect. Here comes the Blood Artist. It's gonna be really close. We should have waited like exile their graveyard at instant speed or something. Nope, that's not gonna work right here. We may just die. That 2 life that I took earlier may actually matter right here. Ugh, yep, he's gonna go wild with this. Oh, we could have made Kaldra for a second blocker. Maybe we'll do that anyway. Pay 1. We've got a Kaldra. We just got to get the other one. We got to survive to do it. Maybe this deck just wants, like, Elixir of Immortality in it. Because there are definitely times where I want to shuffle my graveyard in because it's easier to pull the cards out. And, you know, gaining a little bit of life, not awful either. We phased out. We still have 12 life. I think we're going to be okay now. See if there's anything we want to get with the Enlightened Tutor. Yep, the thing's coming back. Brings it back to our turn. There's a Padim. Yeah, let's draw with Padim. It's a land. It's another land. Play this one first since it doesn't cost life. Protection from black on there. Probably just like Ember Cleave that. Well, I guess we gotta do the thing. 1 for Kaldra, 1 for Imbolus's clutches, I guess. I guess that's it. Let's do it. Activate, Sisay. Oh, you know what we could have did? We could have Enlightened Tutor, used the Nahiri. That's what we could have did. Get Kaldra Complete. Equip it to Kaldra. Use the ability. We did it. We did it. Oh no, it's over there now. We don't get a choice in that? Oh god, it's an equip 7. I guess I stacked that in the wrong order. That's unfortunate. Well, for a brief moment, we did it. I guess this thing, it has haste. That's fine. I guess we play the Oracle. Ooh, I should have moved the sword. Smothering Tithe on top. Play an Arid Mesa. Does Champion's Helm do anything here? Guess it doesn't hurt. Oh, they can just exile it. This probably isn't going to pan out. Get Champion's Helm. Nope, they didn't respond. Free equip it to Kaldra, I guess. Go to combat. This at deadly. This at deadly. Might lose Godo. I guess that at deadly. This at mango. Ooh, that's a lot of triggers. Fantastic. Tap down the Mirroring Crusader. Oh, it's got pro green. Bummer. I guess that's not getting through then. I don't know. Tap down the indestructible one, I guess. Tap down that. Akiri, Godo. Yeah, definitely need some vigilance. But it's the type of thing that, like, you don't want a card that's just vigilance. You need the card to do something else also. Sword of Vengeance, probably the best option. But honestly, I'd probably go for Luxodon Warhammer first, just because we need the lifelink. Yep, here comes the Blood Artist. Mango's got something. Oh, he's going to make a Knight with Vigilance. Okay. Could be worse. We're not going to untap our mana, which is kind of a problem. His team gets bigger. That's also a problem. There's a Smothering Tithe. And on top, we draw a land. Sword of the Animist. Get a Swamp, I guess. Soul Ring on top. Tap some stuff. Wait for blockers to go down and see what happens here. Opponent's going to kill our Godo. Yep. Opponent's going to double block. This is still indestructible, so that's fine. Yeah, try not to kill this thing. Oh, God. Oh, God. I didn't... Oh, we still have time, thank God. Activate Sisay. Almost messed that up. Still probably going to lose a little value, but... Get In Bolus's Clutches on True Conviction. Yeah, with all the blocking stuff, I misclicked a little bit. Hopefully this doesn't bite us. Opponent sacks a thing, gonna exile Glenelendra, yep. Blood Artist. Spawning Pit, Blood Artist, yep. Oh, we go back to 40, thank God, we're still alive. 4 Blood Artist triggers. Whew, alright. Alright, we have a little bit of breathing room. We're wide open. We don't have a lot of mana up to do much, but we've got a lot of other stuff. Oh yeah, we get a second combat. Godo died, though. You want what we can do, though? Oh, we can send this thing in the air. That's what we can do. Ooh, these are all taps now, too. So, that in the air, then this, and we just send everything? I mean, he can, no, we took the thing. We're going to gain a bunch of life right here. Is tapping out a good idea? No, I'd probably block with that one. Block with Oracle if we need to. That seems good. I guess we can make another Kaldra if things get bad, too. Oh, we could have made another Kaldra and then attacked with it. I guess that's okay. Opponent gonna do more Spawning Pit stuff. Yeah, maybe this deck really does want a Mirage Mirror, because there are a lot of different types of effects in this deck, but sometimes there's just like a thing that you need to, that's already on the board, and you're like, that would help a lot. And for 2 mana, 3 mana? Is it 3 to activate? 2 or 3, I forget. Yeah, I want to try that one out. We're up to 63. Not saying Blood Artist can't get us from 63, but it'll take a lot. It'll take a lot. Opponent says he can get his True Conviction back. If he does that, it's actually a little bit of a reason to be scared. Let's see what Jodah's got, though. I mean, we're kind of the arch enemy. They've got a pretty clear shot into us. But, they may just not like this deck either, because they had some bad blood last time, and they've had to discard some stuff today. So, I don't know how much more of this they really want to deal with. So, I don't know. They could definitely put a lethal attacker over there. Jodah's turn. Let's see what they got. They've also got 6 cards in hand, bunch of mana. Uh-oh, I think they're teaming up. I believe it's an arch-enemy situation. Sends only the Solemn Simulacrum, that's good. It could have actually gotten a bit done in the air. They have 9 damage in the air that they could just send over to us. Like, if everyone just turns on us right now, they could kill us. If that happens, they might have to worry about, the Knights After and this life loss effect and all that stuff. But a couple more Blood Artist triggers at us. Uh-oh, Godo's getting exiled. Sun Crusher. Cast with 5 colors. Nice. Sunburst. Destroy target creature. Jesus. It is summoning sick, though. That's kind of cool. 9 mana, though. Wow. That's a lot. Opponents are at 8, 8, and 18. If they find Trample for the Aryel and get back the True Conviction, it's kind of bad. Even Trample by itself is probably an issue in this moment. Mana Crypt flipped on opponent. Mindless Automation. Oh, right. We can make a Kaldra, which we'll probably need to do next turn to get an extra blocker, and hopefully Kaldra. Kaldra can kill something, because even if it's indestructible or whatever, the ability will go through. Apprentice Necromancer. Sacrifice it to return something. Luckily summoning sick in this moment. Thought Picker Witch. Ugh. Weaponcraft Enthusiast. Yep, gonna fabricate. The worst is they're getting more creatures, and it's gonna take so long for this stuff to resolve. It'll be fine for you guys watching it later, but for me to sit through it, not the most fun. This deck has been a little bit slow to watch. Our deck is a little slow too, so I get it, but not nearly as slow as all the triggers trying to resolve from Shirei. Yep, here comes Thought Picker Witch. We're gonna get exiled. Blood Artist. Jite. Did not exile the Jite. Probably the Blackblader Forge is what I'm guessing. See right there. Do it again. Primeval's Glorious Rebirth. Sure, that'll get exiled. Actually, we don't really have anything in the graveyard. Oh, they did exile the Jite. Primeval's Mirari's Wake on top. Sure, that'll get exiled. Opponent's gonna have a lot of triggers, too. So, I am a little bit worried about our life total. Yeah, we get a bunch of stuff exiled. I wanted all of it. They're all good cards. We pulled a lot of lands out of our deck. We pulled a lot of other stuff out of our deck, so what's left should be gas. All the stuff coming back. We've got 10 more creatures they can sacrifice. Mango's turn. Let's see what Mango's got. Swords to Plowshares on Padim is unfortunate. Fracture on Pariah Shield. Oh, right, we had a Pariah Shield. I forgot that that was there. That's going to go down, though, but I had kind of planned that. I had totally forgotten about it, honestly. That always happens. They always shoot the Pariah Shield. We're still okay, though. They ran out of removal. We still have a True Conviction. If they attack, we reassemble Kaldra, and then we eat a thing. Blackblade Reforged is kind of a big one to lose. Enlightened Tutor kind of a dead card now because of the Thought Picker Witch. If this is even a Rift. Anguished Making on the Oracle of Moldiah. That's fine. More shenanigans. Oh, it's going to take so long. Here comes Aryel. And going to destroy our blocker. I guess that's fine. Crack this Arid Mesa. Get a... Mistveil Plains could be interesting. We need an untap land, though. Get a Savannah. Creature gets destroyed. Blood Artist trigger. Reassemble Kaldra. If you've never played against the Kaldra, it's actually really weird because it's super difficult to kill. Because you can just keep making a new token. Yeah, we'll keep this one. Blood Artist will trigger. Mango taps out his mana. Eat this Aryel. Sadly, it dies before the Kaldra trigger. I mean, I guess that's a commander, so it doesn't really matter, but Blood Artist will happen. Infuse with the elements. Put X +1/+1 counters on target creature where X is the number of colors that creature gains trample. Wait, what? Why'd he do it then? It would have killed me if... Maybe not. Oh, no, because I think Kaldra would hit it with first strike and then it would exile. If it was big enough. We good. We good. What did he pump up? Oh, puts it on the Jodah. Okay. Yeah, if he put that on the Aryel, it could have been kind of interesting. Brings it back to our turn. Not going to Enlighten Tutor. We draw Sajiri Shelter. That's actually really helpful. That allows us to get past blockers. Play a forest. What do we need from our deck? Embercleave would be good. Vraska would be good to just, like, stop the nonsense. Because they're probably just going to try to trigger everything. I'm going to start with a Sisay trigger. This is actually the time you go to get Tatsumasa, just because you pile on the damage. Gisella's cool. We'd have to put Kaldra on it to give it haste. Gisela kind of makes sure. This can get over there, and it can't be blocked. This can go in there. It's going to have trample. That's going to have double strike and trample. Going to have some flyers over there. Those are actually kind of a big deal. We could tap one down. The Jodah will get bigger. We could go pro blue. Okay, we could go pro blue. Okay, yeah, we got it. Put the equipment right there. Go to combat. This into Mango. This and this into 7 deadly. All right, we've got a Gisela in play. We can kind of just turn it all. This into Delta Fiend. I mean, this should be plenty. Bunch of triggers going off. Start tapping stuff. Tap that one. Draw with Akiri. Land. Wrath. Wrath is interesting. Sword of the Animist. Get a land. Get planes, I guess. Nazan triggers. Tap down a bunch of opponent's stuff. Cast this on there. Naming Pro Blue. Pro Blue. Mango says he just wanted him to pet the kitty. I mean, we were close on commander damage. If he could have found a way to break through, would have got us. Down everyone goes. Thank God, this game was getting long. Yeah, so for a brief moment in time, we got to put Kaldra on Kaldra. Unfortunately, I stacked those triggers wrong, and then the 7 to equip is pretty rough. That's definitely a thing. But the fact that it has a living weapon on it means that, you don't have to equip it right away. That germ's good to go for a little while. But it was kind of cool. It was kind of cool having both. Honestly, Kaldra Compleat, I feel like could have done something else. Like, it doubles up Kaldra really well. But, for Commander, I feel like it needed just one more thing on there to really kind of push it to the place that I'd like it to be. And maybe I just don't want it to be an Equip 7. Maybe that would be enough. The Equip 7 is definitely rough. But things we saw this game. So, didn't get to use the Thran Temporal Gateway. Just our hand was kind of thin at that point. Didn't really make a difference. We got the Kaldra stuff. Again, I wasn't playing to be as savage as possible because with this deck, like I said, I never go Godo Helm in this deck. But the thing that I can do if I need to speed up the clock a bit, like if it's turn 7 and someone's looking like they're about to combo or something or generating way too much value, Blackblade and Embercleave, you just go for those instead of trying to mess around with Kaldra, and usually that's enough to kill a player. Get them out of the game, and then you kind of adjust from there. I try not to do that if I don't have to. I don't like that to be the primary plan because it's a little cheesy, but I like to fool around with this stuff a lot more when I can. There's always pieces you can change in this deck. There's just so many options available. Right now, it is a little bit value heavy, especially if we get like a Selvala or something like that early. We can kind of get wild with Kethis in the cost reduction, which is nice. But yeah, there's definitely just a lot of different ways to go with this deck. The sky is the limit, basically. So, but anyway, yeah, we got to see some Kaldra action. I still need to pick up a copy of this for my paper deck, but this is more or less the deck that I'm playing in paper, minus maybe 2 or 3 cards that are a little different, but this is about what I'm playing, and what we did right here is generally how it plays. You assemble this really complicated board state of indestructible creatures and Pariah Shield, and then it basically becomes on your opponents to try and pull it apart. Sometimes they can, and I will die when that happens, especially the Pariah Shield. Sometimes they can't, and if they can't, then, big Sisay come in their way with lots of equipment on it, and then they usually die. So, yeah. Anyway, hope you guys enjoyed this video. As always, feel free to comment, like, or subscribe. Thank you for watching. Commander Replay t-shirts, available in orange and colors beside orange. Hey guys, help support me and save 15% on singles by using the promo code REPLAY at mothershipatx.com.